sunny Queensland. G'day, how's it going? It's actually in the afternoon. So today is just a quick vlog update to all you guys who've been wondering where I've been. I've been a little bit sick, so I didn't want to go on and make videos and sounding like I'm sick. So it's all good though. Now I'm all recovered, 100%, feeling a lot better, feeling much better than I was last week. So I'm back to making more videos. So I'm just here walking around Lions field. Lions got this massive soccer field. It's really cool. All right. So today I want to be focusing on talking about illness and negativity and fear, stuff like that are making our lives miserable, and we're not enjoying it as much as we should. So I'm just sharing my thoughts and hoping that this information is gonna help you get through whatever you're going through and become better. So everyone knows that nowadays, if you look on the internet, wherever you look, wherever you turn on the TV, it's always the same thing. It's always very negative. It's the same stories. And you just can't really focus on it too much, really, in my opinion, because otherwise you go crazy. You lose your mind, because all this negativity can affect you in such a powerful way that you might not know, because your mind is a very powerful because your mind is a very powerful thing. When you come to think about it, it controls everything you do, from how you feel, what you think about, how you live your life. Everything is in here. So it's very important to have a healthy mindset, which is why this video I'm talking about it. So I've noticed that this channel, I've been talking about the stuff going on way too much, and if you guys watching this, you probably know already what's going on, so I don't have to repeat myself and be all negative with the news and stuff. I just want to have like a channel where you can watch and have a good time and enjoy the conversations that we're having, and not having, well, I'm having with the camera and you're just listening. But I just don't want this channel to be anything like one of those conspiracy channels or whatever. So I'm thinking of positive future content coming soon, more of those creative videos of me doing the sketches and stuff like that. So that's gonna be great. So speaking of which, a lot of people are currently not understanding that, and they're living in fear. So when you're living in fear, it's very easy to make the wrong decisions in life. You don't know what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing, because you're so scared. You're so scared of so many things. And when you're scared, you start to panic. You don't think too much about your decisions you make in life. You're feared for your life, so you can't really, think straight. And that's when you get distracted. That's when you get pulled into the negative stuff. And that's how they get you. That's how they trap you into this mindset of constantly living in fear, constantly being worried, constantly having to put up with whatever just for your own safety. And that's very unhealthy. That's an unhealthy mindset to live by, because we're not living in a society where we get 100% of our informations all correct, So there's been an influx of, well, not even an influx, there's been a massive amount of propaganda being pumped out to the public through mainstream sources. And even though you might argue and you might think that it's not every mainstream source, in my opinion, everything on the TV is scripted, and it shouldn't be taken literally. It's just how it is. Because the TV is not there to tell you the truth. The TV is there to tell you what the sponsors want to tell you. And I already mentioned this before. it's just ridiculous how people can take the TV nowadays word for word as if it's the law and never have to think about anything else and be mind controlled, brainwashed by it easily. Here's the truth that the TV will never tell you, because if they tell you this, they lose a lot of profit, and they don't want that. They don't want to lose money, and that's just the way the system works, is that the system has to get you trapped into it, depends on it, and never be able to leave. And that's how they make money off you until you die. Until the day that you die, you'll be stuck, you'll be confused forever if you trust into the system. And the only truth that I believe in is that we are created not as just monkeys growing up to be humans. None of that bullshit, that's nonsense. We are created special. We are also animals, but we are not the same thinking as the common animal. We have much more powerful minds, and we can think of stuff that animals cannot. And so that's what separates us. It's not because we're better than them. We're still animals. It's just that we have the ability to think. And a lot of people are not using it right. A lot of people are not using their heads to think as much as they should. And that's where all these problems stem from. That people are too easily manipulated, and they get told what to do and they believe in it. They don't think for themselves anymore. It's harder to think for yourself now than it is to believe in the herd, in the whole system, in everyone else who's doing the same thing. Just copy them and do exactly the same thing and expect different results. It's not going to happen. But anyway, so humans are created especially with our mind, because our mind is a very powerful organ in our system that helps us heal. It is so important to have a healthy mind when you're trying to, the wind blows in my eye. So it is so important to have an important mindset and a healthy mind, healthy mental state of mind, to actually overcome your illnesses and diseases. This leads me to another thing that I want to talk about, is that if I don't go and take the PCR test, if I don't go and to the doctor and say, hey doctor, I'm sick, what do I do now? And if I don't do that and I recover throughout completely, I'm fine now, 100%. Does that mean that I've had something that's very notorious and very well talked about on the news? Do I have it? No, I don't know. Maybe. But the truth is that I'm fully recovered and I'm fully feeling better, much better now. And there's nothing else that I have to worry about anymore. So without going through the whole system of getting the test into your brain and going through waiting lists and going through the hospital procedures, I recovered myself naturally without taking a single pill, without any help of Western medicine. And it just comes to show that everyone has natural ability to heal. And that comes back to your own immunizations, not the ones that you take through the injections, the natural one, the ones where you're born with. To have a strong natural immunization to stuff around you, you have to have a strong mental state of mind. You have a strong mind, basically, what helps you to recover through everything. That's the first step, because if you give in, if you live in a negative belief that you're gonna die, it's much harder for you to heal and recover from whatever you're suffering from. That's just a fact. You have to have belief, and you have to have conscious thoughts that you yourself are the main thing that heals you, not the Western medicine world, not the doctors that are trained by Rockefeller. Yeah, look it up. Rockefeller, a snake oil salesman who trained up the whole complete system of Western medicine that we're based on now, which is why it's insane to think that these doctors and this system that are linked together trying to help us, where their main goal is money. Their main goal, the target that they aim for is not our health, it's not we being healthy, we being never having to see them again, being good in life and doing good in life. No, their target is that so we have to depend on their pills to survive and to feel not as bad, because we're slaves to them. We're slaves to them basically. We're not really on their level in their head. So to think that we have to go through this whole thing, this whole thing relying on someone who doesn't give a fuck about us and only wants to drain us of our money until we die like a vampire sucking your blood, I just feel it's dumb. I just feel like that's the most nonsense thing ever. They all will want to tell you that you're powerless and you're very weak and you're very frail and you're just an evolved monkey. You're nothing in this world. You're not special. You're like one fleck in the huge universe or whatever they want to tell you. If that affects you mentally, and you give in to that thought and you start to think that you're powerless as well, then you just got hooked into the trap. They've trapped you into the system. And the system that's built right now, that's controlling everything around us in this world, it's not a healthy system. It's a system driven by fear. And its aim is absolute control. It's there to basically control everyone it can. That's the point of the system, in a way that you have to financially depend on it. It's a system created to drive fear to your heart, and then so it can control you easier. So if they lied to us and told us that we are created for no reason and we're just mere animals with no purpose, no goal in life, no nothing, just consume and die, and before we die give them a lot of money for curing, not really, they never cure anything, they treat the symptoms. And then once the symptom gone, the drugs that they give you create more symptoms. So it's a never-ending journey of going through your illnesses. That's a business for them. That's a business model for them. They make money off you being sick. That is why it's such a joke when people trust blindly in the Western medicine world and think that's the only way to treat yourself, to cure yourself of illnesses. And that is, my friend, programming 101. They got you hooked. So a lot of people are fearful of their life because they're living day by day without a purpose. They don't know what they're born to do in this world. They're not sure of their talent. They're not sure of what they like. They have no taste. They have no conscious thoughts for what they're supposed to be doing. They're being driven by the machine telling them what to do without knowing it. And that way, their fear of their incoming death, impending death, because no one can escape death in this planet, in this life. No one. That means that you only have one life. The time that you spend is very important. I noticed that way too late, in my opinion, but it's never too late as well when you think about it, because as soon as you're conscious of your time consuming and what's consuming your time and your mind, what's occupating your head, you start to realize that, hey, I can make a change and flick it over. And then you can start to see the other side of the story much better. In other words, you start to realize that the meaningful world that we're living in, this life we're living in, is much, much bigger than what they're putting you in, than the box they're trying to keep you in. So one of the ways that you can come back and avoid being sucked into this trap that they call the system, that they call this life, is you have to have good habits. It's simple as that to start with. It's not always gonna get you to the end, but it will get you to the end a bit better. So in a way, good habits is the starting point of what you should be focusing on to heal yourself, to return to this natural purpose that we're supposed to be human with a conscious thoughts, with purpose in life. You have to have good habits. If you continue doing what you're doing and your life is not going the right way, and you're doing the wrong thing, and you know it, you have to change it. There's no other way to it. You can't repeat doing the same mistakes and expect to get better results. It doesn't work like that. So it's basically good habits such as going vegan to start with. Some people might disagree, but I feel like for me, that's one of the best things that I've done for myself and my health. So I'm feeling a lot better than before I was vegan. So that's one of the good habits that I'm having. And I'm running with it for at least 6 years now. So it's been treating me very well. So I'm gonna continue until whenever. So good habits can also be excluding your bad habits or decrease your bad habits. Like if you're going to sleep too late and you're feeling like you're not having energy and you're abusing coffee every day, then you should stop going to bed too late. You should stop drinking so much coffee, because that's the link. That's the link that's trapping you into that habit that's giving you a bad time. You have to break it up. You have to change, make the change immediately. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what state you're at now. If you can make the change, if you can put the effort in every day, you're already halfway there, and you're mentally strong about it. You're believing in yourself that you can change whatever you're doing, and you are the one in control of your body and your actions and your thoughts, not the government, not the mainstream media, not anyone else. You are the one who can make all the changes. Once you have that engraved in your head, nothing can defeat you. You have to just put in the work. That's halfway there. So to put in the work is not simply as, oh yeah, I'll say I'll do it and then whatever, I might not do it. Putting in the work means that you have to actually go through with your good habits and cut down your bad habits. You have to have the energy to do that. And to have the energy, you have to be eating clean, eating healthy. And you have to be drinking enough water. Speaking of which, I should be drinking now because I'm thirsty. So hold on a second. So yes, to have the energy, you have to eat right, you have to sleep enough, you have to get good rest, not just sleep, get actual good rest. And you have to drink enough water, simple as that. So when you know that your purpose, when you find out your purpose, when you realize that you're put here on earth for a bigger purpose than just consume and get sick and die, if you overcome that thinking and you can break out that circle, you're not longer afraid of death as much. I mean, everyone is afraid of dying. That's one of the things that keeps our ego in check. That's fine, that's normal. If you're completely not afraid of death, you will die very soon because nothing is gonna stop you. There's no barrier, no filter. So I'm not saying that when you're not afraid of death, you're like gonna do stupid shit that gets yourself killed. I'm saying that you're no longer afraid of death in the sense that you know your mission, you know your meaning, and you know that even though if you die tomorrow, the journey in this world that you've had and the journey you've been having and you're trying to achieve is meaningful, and it will carries on. It will carries on after your death. So because a lot of people don't understand, they just think that when you die, that's it, boom, over, blackness, forever. But I don't believe in that. I definitely don't believe in that, because I believe that every human has a soul. And once you die, where does the soul go? I don't know, but I'm just saying that if you believe that humans just mere meat bags, and when we die, our conscience shuts down and nothing works anymore, and it's just pitch blackness forever, then that's a fate worse than hell. It's not worth living or dying for that. Therefore, if you believe in that, it's nothing. They're not coming for me yet, don't worry. So if you believe in that after death, all it is pitch black darkness, then you're going to be very afraid of death, and you're going to be very, very scared of death. So that anything that triggers the word death in your head is going to put you into an instant state of mind that will get you hypnotized and mind controlled. You're traumatized of death. So once you are no longer afraid of death to the point where you're being tricked, if someone tells you you're going to die, you're going to fall into their lies after immediately. If you become aware of that and you're having good habits, you're feeling much better, your body feels good, you can do stuff that you couldn't do before when you were not doing good with your bad habits. Once you feel good, you start to have emotions. You start to have these very good emotions in you. And these emotions and feelings are very important. People nowadays saying that, oh, you, as a guy, you shouldn't have feelings. You know, that's what women do. Emotions are for women. But really, a lot of these guys cannot control their emotions. They're just saying it to sound tough. The truth is that your emotions and your feelings are very effective in a way that you can use them to heal yourself naturally. Naturally, no drugs, nothing involved, just pure feelings and pure emotions. It's almost as good enough to get you through whatever you're suffering from. Because once you feel good, it's very hard for illness to attack you unless you inject it immediately into your bloodstream. So unless you go out of the way to inject it into your bloodstream, illnesses can very, very much just try to attack you, and your natural immunity would just back it out of the way, kick its head off, you know. So really, a lot of people don't understand that. Once you're having these thoughts and these emotions and these feelings and these conditions that your body is having, you will develop the cure in life that you don't know existed. It's a natural cure for most diseases. I'm not talking about the ones where you're getting poisoned by man-made stuff. I'm talking about most natural diseases cannot withstand these conditions of your body, of your mind, of your soul. You cannot be broken by this little sickness, little illnesses that they claim to be important, claim to be very much dangerous to your life. You destroy it without a doubt once you have this cure combination of all the things I just mentioned. I'm not a doctor, you know, I'm not someone who's qualified to give medical advice. I'm just saying that in general, if you have a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul, illnesses cannot penetrate your shield. You have a natural shield. And that's better than any drug you're ever gonna take. That's what I'm saying. Before I go, I just wanna say that positivity is one thing. You have to notice when negativity is surrounding you. That means you cannot be dwelling in negative energy and negative people, negative relationships. Basically, if you're taking poison, if you're injecting poison and expecting to be healthy, it's not going to happen. So you have to get away from it. You have to walk away from negativity. You have free will to run away from whatever you're experiencing. And in some cases you can't, and I wish you the best, and I pray for you that you get to a better place soon. But honestly, whenever you can negate negativity, do it. Walk away from it. Do not dwell in it. Do not participate in it. That's only going to get you into worse places. So it's very important not to just focus on the positive, but also you have to be avoiding the negative energy. Pretty much that's the video, and I'm going to go and play some soccer in the park now. I just hope that, you know, I can get this video edited and post on YouTube without getting banned. YouTube's been known to take down videos simply because it doesn't like it. The AI, the chip that they install doesn't like what the video is, you know, mentioning. So I just hope that you guys can have a good day and have a good time in the future, and wish the very best for you. And also, I'm sending positive energy to you and your family as well. So peace out.